It's March 16th, it's Friday here in San Jose. It's another dreary day of drizzly rain and what we would call cold weather. It's been nasty weather now for about a week, and according to weather report, it's going to be like another 3 or 4 days of nasty weather. And of course, the nasty weather all across the United States continues. There's like an unprecedented heat wave pushing up from the Gulf, setting heat records across the United States, also causing all sorts of extreme weather. Hail, tornadoes, the destruction continues. And if you want to stick your head in the sand and think that, hey, everything, is normal, be my guest. But, earthquakes are rising, and I think that's directly correlated to the activity on the sun that's rising. There's been all sorts of sunspots and coronal mass ejections and filaments and just all sorts of crazy phenomenon going on in the sun. We just had the conjunction of Jupiter and Venus back on 3/13 by 3 degrees. On Pi Day, 3/14, 3.14, we had 3 6-point plus earthquakes, 2 in Japan. I think the other one was in New Guinea, but 666 on Pi Day. What does it all mean? Who knows? I put an interesting blog up the other day. This one gal talking about a possible change in humankind, that we go from carbon, which is 666, to carbon 7, which is 616. I don't know if there's any validity to that, but it sure sounds interesting. Chevy Scrounger. I did not get raptured. If there was a rapture, 2012 would be the year for it to happen. But, as people who have watched this blog know, I really don't subscribe to the rapture theory. Now, could there be some kind of supernatural event happening, in the near-term, future? Possibly, What that is anybody's guess. But, I tried to put up a blog yesterday, and I ran into technical problems, but it was probably just as well, because it was kind of a ranting and a raving, about how the world is continuing to spiral down into chaos. And, I usually get in those moods after I watch our beloved President Obama, because, whether he's out on the campaign trail or having tea and crumpets with the Prime Minister of Britain, or holding a gala event at the White House with a select list of campaign donors invited. There's something about Barack Obama that just gets me upset, maybe it's the fact that he has time to watch NCAA basketball, March Madness, and fill out a bracket. And, at the same time, the whole world's going to hell. The Middle East is, completely a disaster. The Iran situation is escalating every day. And, Syria is a mess. Obama, our president, made us kind of feel good when he stood up there last summer and said, the United States won't stand for genocide and just mass killing, so we're going to take out Gaddafi. And of course, it was kind of like, well, we're not going to take him out. We're actually going to just get behind the scenes and let everybody else do whatever, but we'll be paying for the gas and the planes and the bombs. The old lead from behind. But you still felt like, okay, at least the United States is standing up for what's right. Nowadays, who knows what's right or what's wrong? It's us versus them. The president's always saying, we, they. I don't know whether I'm we or they or us or them. Am I part of the 1%, the 99%, the haves, the have-nots? This country is so divided, it's not funny. And I do believe, we're reaching the breaking point. And I think that's kind of what the powers that be want. Chaos in the streets. But yeah, I was kind of mad, or upset. Just, I feel like our president nowadays, you can't really believe anything he says. Like like this whole oil thing where he's trying to pull a con job on us, telling us that America's producing more oil than ever, and we all know because he on one hand he says, hey, if we drill today, we're not going to get any oil for a couple of years. Well, hey, dude, the oil you just took credit for, that was all Bush that put that in motion. So you haven't, set up any kind of drilling. In fact, the truth is you've done the opposite. You shut down the Gulf. You've got this green, clean air scam going where we're wasting billions of dollars of our tax money on stupid ideas and companies that are going bankrupt. And his whole pitch about, clean energy, and then he's pitching battery technology, that the United States is not going to cede battery technology to China. Well, I got news for you, Mr. Obama. Hello, McFly. Batteries are the most toxic thing on the planet. They always have been and probably always will be. As it doesn't matter what kind of battery you got. You can't just throw it in the trash. You know, you gotta, because it's got nothing but toxic chemicals. So, why, Mr. Obama, are you selling us this con job that batteries are the future? And I'll tell you why, because he's part of the corruption of the status quo, and batteries are a way for those in power, those who control the power, to keep controlling the power, because they can allocate us just enough power that's in that battery and make us pay through the nose. And since I was born, batteries have cost an arm and a leg. So Mr. Obama thinks it's a great idea to invest in battery technology. Pure genius. And in the meantime, he shuts down the pipeline. He's totally against any kind of fossil fuels. I don't know. The list goes on and on and on. But lately, whether it's our soldiers killing people over in Afghanistan, or people going crazy and shooting people over here in the United States, the biggest insult of all, when Leon Panetta flew over to Afghanistan the other day, they made our own soldiers take off their weapons. Because they don't trust them. That's how bad it's getting. It's going to get worse. 322 is right around the corner. The spring equinox, expecting probably some big, huge earthquakes. Why not? Got all sorts of crazy stuff coming up this summer on 6/6/12, Venus crossing the sun. And, the July 4th, and I think right around my birthday, which is July 10th, all sorts of crazy stuff's going to happen. Why not? Big shout out to Molly the other day. We were kind of swapping some text messages. But, the whole recovery is a big scam. The national debt's out of control. Our government's out of control. The healthcare is a big scam. There's no money being saved. We're all going to be pushed into the machine next year. And if you don't cooperate and work with the state, you will become an outlaw and a criminal. One thing I've kind of figured out, Obama, some people think he's a Muslim. He claims to be a Christian. And, personally, I don't think it really matters, because I think Obama, he just views religion as like window dressing. It's just something you do. It's a place you go on Sundays. It's a phrase you say after a speech, God bless America. But religion's kind of like that. It's this little thing. And, he's shown his disdain for religion. The laws he's passing, he doesn't consult the churches, and for some reason he gives a lot of reference to Islam and not a whole lot to Christianity, which is weird, since he claims to be a Christian, But that's kind of the double standard, nowadays is, Islam, which claims to be a religion of peace, and I'm not beating them down, but man, Muslims have killed more people than, they've killed just as many people as, Jews or Christians have. So, no religion is better than another, as far as corruption and killing. But Obama, I think his true religion is really, socialism, communism, the state. You know, and if he had his way, there wouldn't even be religion, man. He'd probably outlaw it. Separation of church and state. Just get rid of religion. It's a bother anyway. You know, get tired of saying "God bless America" after every speech. You know, but I think that's kind of where Obama is, and kind of fits the whole tribulation end time concept, because I think that is the final beast machine that is put in place is communism, and that is going to be what we have to throw off. We have to throw off the shackles of religious dogma, and we need to throw off the shackles of the atheist religion of the state or communism, that mankind can create a government, because it just ends up with complete tyranny and the masses suffering, whether it's starvation or lack of choices. And this whole free market, there's no free market. The whole global society is not free in any way, shape, or form. It's being controlled by the powers that be. And once again, that's what we're going to have to shake off. That's what the change is all about. So, if there's a brighter tomorrow, you know what? Obama's not bringing it. He's right when he says, hey, the Republicans are kind of rehashing the same stuff that got us into this mess. And you know what? He's rehashing the same crap that got us into this mess, because all those old ideas, corrupt capitalism, socialism, communism, none of them work. They're all part of the problem. They're all putting us in debt. They're all enslaving us one way or another. So, hopefully we'll wake up, realize that, if a miracle would happen, everybody would not vote in 2012. That would be change. Otherwise, we're going to end up with Obama or Romney. Isn't the future bright? Obama or Romney? Obama, Romney. Clinton, Dole. Bush, Kerry. It's always just a choice of two losers. Alright, keep your head up, keep your faith, keep on rocking.